Max starts off with some serious main character energy, but make it depressed. He's monologuing about being a hired gun, and honestly, the vibes are rancid. He's basically doom-scrolling in his own brain, realizing he's just a product for rich people to buy when they need someone with zero moral compass to do their dirty work. He admits he wouldn't know right from wrong if it slapped him in the face, which is a massive red flag for anyone looking for a hero. Flashback to the beginning of the gig in Sao Paulo. Max is working security for the Bronco family, and you can tell immediately that he feels out of place. He's surrounded by extreme wealth while looking at extreme poverty, and the irony isn't lost on him. He's trying to stay professional, but the cocktail party banter is absolutely mid. He meets his partner, Passos, and they're just trying to keep it together while the rich folks cosplay as philanthropists. We get the lore drop on the Bronco brothers. Rodrigo is the builder with the cash, Victor is the politician with the slime, and Marcelo is the chaotic party boy with 0 brain cells. Fabiana, Rodrigo's wife, is there, looking expensive and bored. The whole dynamic is toxic, and Max is just standing there dissociating until things inevitably go south. You can tell this family has more issues than a magazine rack, and Max is just waiting for the other shoe to drop. The vibe shift is instant as a masked crew crashes the party. It goes from chill to 0 in a split second. The Commando Sombra gang pulls up trying to kidnap Rodrigo and Fabiana. Max has to snap out of his funk and actually do his job. It's pure chaos, and honestly, the security team was caught lacking. Max is diving in slow motion trying to save people who probably wouldn't tip him, proving that even with a hangover, he's still got that aim assist turned on. Max is pushing through the building trying to recover Rodrigo, who got snatched. He's basically playing hide-and-seek with fully armed goons in a parking garage. The kidnappers are trying to extract the package, but Max is not letting that slide. He manages to save Rodrigo just in the nick of time, but the whole situation is incredibly sus. It's a win, but it feels like a loss because everyone is shaken up, and the reality of the danger just got very real. Fast forward a few days, and Max is babysitting Fabiana and Marcelo at a nightclub because rich people have 0 survival instincts. Max hates the music, hates the crowd, and is basically just waiting to clock out. He's slamming drinks to deal with the cringe levels of the VIP section. Fabiana is trying to live her best life, but Max knows that being this exposed is a rookie mistake. The foreshadowing is heavy here. You just know something terrible is about to happen. Surprise, surprise, the gang is back, and this time they actually secure the bag. The Commando Sombra storm the club and manage to grab Fabiana, while Max is busy dealing with the mosh pit from hell. It's a total disaster. Max tries to pursue, but the chaos of the club makes it impossible to get a clean shot. Passos is trying to help, but they are completely overwhelmed. It's a massive L for the security team, and Max is absolutely fuming. Max goes full-action hero mode, hanging out of a helicopter to chase the kidnappers across the city skyline. He's sniping guys from the air while Passos pilots like a maniac. It's extremely cinematic, but ultimately, they can't stop the getaway. Fabiana is gone, and they are left hovering over the city with nothing to show for it but wasted ammo and a damaged ego. The realization hits that this isn't just a random crime. It's an organized hit. The team is regrouping and deciding to pay the ransom because they have no other options. The Bronco family is stressing out, and Victor decides they need to handle this quietly. They bag up the cash and head to a football stadium for the drop. Max is skeptical because nothing ever goes this smoothly, but he goes along with it. The tension is high-key unbearable as they prepare to hand over a literal fortune to a bunch of criminals. Hi there. If you want to enjoy more gaming lore without grinding for 60 hours, hit that subscribe button. I do the grinding so you don't have to. Your support really helps the channel. The drop at the stadium is a trap, but not in the way anyone expected. Just as the exchange is happening, a third party shows up and starts blasting everyone. It's absolute bedlam. Max gets wounded, the money gets stolen by this new paramilitary group, and the Comando Sombra gets wrecked. Max and Passos are stuck in the middle of a war zone with zero cover. It's a classic case of getting third-partied when you're just trying to complete the objective. Max and Passos are fighting their way through the stadium stands, trying to track down the guy who stole the ransom money. They are outnumbered and outgunned, dealing with snipers in the broadcast booths. Max is piecing it together that these new guys aren't random street thugs. They are pros with military gear. The situation has spiraled from a kidnapping to a full-on conspiracy, and Max is just trying to survive the match without getting benched permanently. The chase continues through the stadium infrastructure. Passos and Max get separated, and Max has to provide covering fire while Passos makes a run for the extraction point. They spot the guy with the money escaping in a helicopter, which means the ransom is gone. Fabiana is still missing, and they have absolutely nothing to bargain with. It's a complete failure on every level, and the guilt is starting to eat Max alive. We get a flashback to New Jersey to understand how Max ended up in this mess. He was drinking his life away in a dive bar when Passos walked in, claiming to be an old friend from the police academy. Passos offers him the job in Brazil, but Max isn't interested until he gets into an altercation with the son of a local mob boss. It shows that trouble finds Max even when he's just trying to mind his own business and dissociate. Things escalate in the bar when the mob kid threatens Max. In a split second, Max decides he's done being pushed around and takes the guy out. It's a moment of pure rage that seals his fate. Now he has a bounty on his head in New Jersey and the entire mob coming after him. Passos helps him out of the jam, which basically forces Max to accept the job offer in Brazil just to escape the heat. Max and Passos are trying to escape New Jersey, but the mob catches up to them at a cemetery. It's a bleak shootout among the tombstones. Max visits the grave of his wife and daughter, which is heartbreaking, before having to defend their resting place from goons. It's heavy symbolism. Max is literally fighting his past demons while trying to survive his present reality. They manage to escape, leaving a trail of bodies and burning bridges behind them. Back in the present timeline, Max and Passos head up the river to find the Comando Sombra hideout in the favela. They are looking for Fabiana, hoping she's still alive. The environment is hostile, swampy, and miserable. Max is sober for the first time in forever, and the withdrawal is hitting him hard. He's irritable and on edge, realizing just how deep in the hole he really is. They are walking straight into the lion's den with no backup. Max infiltrates the gang's territory and finds the room where they were holding Fabiana, but he's just moments too late. He sees evidence that they've moved her, and the frustration is real. He's tracking them through the docks, dealing with guards, and trying to stay stealthy, which isn't exactly his strong suit. Every step forward feels like 2 steps back, and the clock is ticking way too fast for comfort. Max jumps onto a boat to chase down the gang members who have Fabiana. It turns into a high-speed water pursuit. The enemies are throwing everything at him, including grenades and heavy fire. Passos is driving the chase boat while Max handles the turret. It's chaotic and loud, a desperate attempt to catch up before they lose the trail completely. They manage to wreck the enemy boats, but the confusion means they still don't have the hostage securely in hand. After the failed rescue attempt at the docks, the guys are back at the Bronco office facing the music. Rodrigo is disappointed but hopeful, while Victor is acting super shady and giving off major villain vibes. He introduces a new fixer, Becker, who seems like bad news. Suddenly, the building goes into lockdown. The paramilitary group, the Crasha Preto, is attacking the corporate headquarters. It's literally one thing after another, and Max can't catch a break. The office assault is in full swing. Max is fighting through cubicles and conference rooms against heavily armed mercenaries. He's trying to get to Rodrigo's office to secure the boss. The tech guy tries to help hack the security systems, but gets taken out. It's pure workplace violence. Max realizes this isn't a random attack. They are here specifically to eliminate the Broncos. He's pushing hard, but the enemy forces are overwhelming the building security. Max finally reaches Rodrigo's office, but he's too late again. He finds Rodrigo assassinated, dead at his desk. It's a massive failure. The building starts to explode around him, and Max has to fight his way out of the inferno. He realizes that the kidnapping was just a distraction for this assassination. He grabs some pain meds and prepares to leave, feeling the weight of his failure crushing him. The job is officially botched beyond repair. Max hits rock bottom. He's sitting in his apartment, drunk, depressed, and blaming himself for everything. In a moment of manic clarity, he shaves his head completely bald. It's a Britney moment, but with more guns. He decides he's done playing the victim and is going to go on a rampage to find Fabiana and punish everyone responsible. The new look signifies that he's entering his villain arc, or at least his anti-hero redemption tour. Max heads into the favelas alone, looking for the Comando Sombra. He's sticking out like a sore thumb in his Hawaiian shirt and bald head. He's trying to get info from the locals, but nobody wants to talk to the crazy gringo. He eventually wanders into a strip club, which seems to be the only place he feels comfortable. He's looking for answers at the bottom of a bottle and the barrel of a gun. In the bar, Max meets a detective named Wilson da Silva. Da Silva seems to be the only cop in the city who isn't completely corrupt. He drops some serious knowledge on Max, explaining that the Craha Preto and the Police Special Forces, UFE, are working together. He hints at a massive conspiracy involving Victor Bronco. He gives Max a weapon and points him in the right direction, basically acting as the quest giver for the next act. Max pushes deeper into the favela, fighting through waves of gang members. It's a brutal slog through narrow alleys and shacks. He's seeing the poverty and the violence firsthand, realizing that the people here are just pawns in a bigger game. He's looking for the gang leader, Serrano, hoping that finding him will lead to Fabiana. It's a relentless gauntlet of firefights, and Max is running purely on adrenaline and painkillers. Max finally locates where Fabiana is being held, but once again, tragedy strikes. The UFE, corrupt police, raid the gang hideout at the same time. In the chaos, the gang leader executes Fabiana right in front of Max. It's a gut-wrenching moment. Max failed his primary objective. Now, Giovanna, Fabiana's sister, and Marcelo are being taken by the gang deeper into the slums. Max has to pivot from rescue to revenge and saving the survivors. Max chases after the kidnappers to save Giovanna and Marcelo. He witnesses the gang dragging them away. He manages to catch up just as they are threatening the hostages. He interrupts the execution and starts blasting, creating a distraction. He grabs Giovanna and they start running, but they get separated from Marcelo. It's a desperate flight through the favela rooftops, with Max covering Giovanna while trying to keep himself alive against an entire army of goons. Max is providing overwatch for Giovanna as she navigates the streets below. He's sniping gang members left and right, clearing a path for her. It's a tense escort mission where one mistake means she dies. They are communicating by shouting across the rooftops. Max is hyper-focused, knowing he can't lose another girl on his watch. They are moving towards a rendezvous point, hoping to link up and escape this nightmare together. Max and Giovanna stumble upon a horrific scene. The Cracha Preto mercenaries have captured Marcelo. To send a message and eliminate a loose end, they put a tire around him and set him on fire. The necklacing method. Max watches helplessly as Marcelo burns to death. It's absolutely savage and shows that these mercenaries have zero humanity. Max kills the executioners, but the damage is done. The Bronco family is being systematically wiped out. Trapped in a bus depot with enemies closing in, Giovanna and Max find a bus. In a moment of pure desperation, Giovanna takes the wheel while Max provides suppressive fire. It's a wild ride as they crash through the gates and escape the favela. The chemistry is tense, but they are trauma bonding hard. They manage to get to a safe spot where Passos is waiting for them with a helicopter, or so Max thinks. Passos arrives, but he's acting super weird. He reveals that Giovanna is pregnant with his child. They get in the chopper, but there's no room for Max. Passos basically leaves Max behind to figure it out on his own. It's a massive betrayal. Max realizes Passos has been playing him the whole time, likely working for Victor. Max is stranded again, but Da Silva picks him up, ready to explain what is actually going on. Flashback to Panama. We see Max and Passos on a yacht guarding Marcelo. This fills in the blanks of how they were smuggling money. Max was wasted the whole time, completely oblivious to the fact that they were moving dirty cash for the Broncos. It recontextualizes everything. Max wasn't just a bodyguard, he was the unwitting fall guy for an international money laundering scheme. He feels like the biggest clown on the planet for not seeing it sooner. The flashback continues as pirates attack the yacht in the Panama Canal. They are looking for the mysterious cargo. Max fights them off, but the ship gets wrecked. He finds out that the cargo wasn't just money. It was likely something much worse. This explains why Passos and Marcelo were so shady. The seeds of the betrayal were planted here, and Max was just too drunk to notice the red flags waving right in his face. Back in the present, Da Silva lays it all out for Max. The Cracha Preto and the UFE are running an organ harvesting ring. They arrest people in the favelas, sell them to the mercenaries, who then chop them up for parts. Victor Bronco is using the money to fund his political campaign. Max was hired specifically because he's a washed-up drunk who would be easy to frame or kill. Max is absolutely livid and agrees to burn the whole operation down. Max infiltrates the Imperial Palace Hotel, which is a front for the organ harvesting operation. It's a derelict building filled with heavily armed guards and crumbling infrastructure. Max is moving through the hallways like the Grim Reaper, taking out anyone in his way. The atmosphere is straight out of a horror movie. He's not looking for justice anymore, he's looking for vengeance. He's going to make sure this place gets shut down permanently. Max discovers the labs where the surgeries happen. It's gruesome. He finds innocent people caged like animals, waiting to be butchered. He finds Serrano, the gang leader, who has been captured and is waiting to be processed. Max frees him, letting chaos reign. He grabs explosives and starts rigging the structural pillars of the building. He plans to bring the entire hotel down on top of the operation. It's the ultimate rage quit. Max detonates the explosives and the building starts to collapse. He's fighting his way out through the rubble and the remaining mercenaries. The destruction is massive. He confronts Neves, the leader of the Cracha Preto, on the roof. It's a brutal standoff. Neves mocks him, but Max is done talking. He takes him out and watches the empire of dirt crumble. Passos flies in to save Giovanna, and Max lets them go, cutting ties with his former partner. Max meets up with Da Silva again. The only target left is Victor Bronco and his pet cop, Becker. They are holed up in the main UFE police station. Da Silva suggests Max turns himself in to get inside, but Max has a better idea. Just walk in the front door and start shooting. He's fully embracing the one-man army persona. He gears up for the final assault, knowing this is a suicide mission but not caring one bit. Max assaults the UFE police station. It's absolute carnage. He's fighting through the lobby, the offices, and the training rooms. He's killing corrupt cops by the dozen. It's a statement. He's dismantling the corrupt system physically. He finds evidence of the organ sales and the money trail leading back to Victor. He's unstoppable, fueled by pure spite and the need to finish this story on his own terms. Max finds a security tape that proves everything. It shows Victor killing Rodrigo and Becker, helping him cover it up. It's the smoking gun. With the proof in hand, Max pushes towards the executive offices to confront the bosses. He's hurt, bleeding, and exhausted, but he refuses to go down. He destroys their servers and burns their files. He is systematically erasing their power base before coming for their lives. Becker and Victor try to escape to the airport to flee the country on a private jet. Max chases them down. The fight moves through the airport terminals. Max is sliding over baggage carousels and taking cover behind kiosks. It's a high-stakes chase. He knows if they get on that plane, they get away with everything. He's running on fumes, pushing through the pain to catch them before takeoff. The chase spills onto the airport tram system. Max is fighting on top of moving trains, dodging bullets and obstacles. It's completely over the top, but fits perfectly with the chaos of his life. He shuts down the power to the trains to stop them, forcing the fight onto the tarmac. He's closing the distance, cornering the rats as they try to scurry away to their safe haven. Victor and Becker are taxiing down the runway in the jet. Max, in a moment of pure insanity, drives a car straight at the plane, crashing into it and disabling the engines. He drags himself out of the wreckage and confronts Becker. He executes Becker, or leaves him to die in the fire, finally getting revenge for everyone who died. Victor tries to crawl away, pathetic and defeated. Da Silva arrives to arrest Victor, denying him a quick death. Epilogue time. We see a news report that the UFE has been disbanded, and Victor Bronco was found hanged in his cell. Suicide or justice, who knows? Max is chilling on a beach, finally retired for real this time. He walks away into the sunset, scarred and broken, but alive. He's finally broke the cycle, or at least survived it. The credits roll on a man who went through hell and came back with a tan, and a story nobody would believe. Gaming lore is long and confusing, but I break it down every week. Subscribe so you never miss a plot twist or hidden detail. Thanks for watching.